as the sun is setting here on another pretty special day at the Cannes Yachting Festival. It's a good time to see a really exciting new world premiere. It's the Grand Soleil 65 LC. And this time last year, I was here to introduce the 72 LC, sorry, the 72 Performance. And this is an evolution of that. They've got the 72 LC here, the first one of those here, that turquoisey one. And this, yeah, an evolution of that. And I hope you can see from here just what a cool looking machine this is. Again, Matteo Polli design with Nauta styling, and it is a contemporary looking fast cruiser. Very, very impressive looking indeed. And I personally think that Grand Soleil is smashing it with this design. It's been really well received in that they've sold a handful of the 72s already, both the LCs and the Performance. And they sold 2 of these 65 LCs and a Performance of these as well. And this is probably the part that I think is really interesting, is you can get an idea from here just how beamy it is. For a 65 footer to have 5.8 meters of beam. I mean, I can't even get it all in one frame. Hang on, I'm gonna have to stand back a bit here. That is a powerful hull shape, very, very powerful. So again, it's a Polli design, and yeah, he's been telling me a bit about some of the things he's done on this. And again, if they've kept the single rudder format they had on the 72, if you move any bigger than that, they probably have to go to twin rudders on this style of boat. But you can see that single rudder, there's the stocks, pretty far forward, nice deep blade, so there should be plenty of control on it. And the other main thing to point out is the center of effort of the sail plan as well. So they've moved the mast back as far aft as possible. And what that means, what that's trying to do is give a balanced sail plan so that you end up with almost a larger J area for the jib, and more balance between the jib and the mainsail, and that gives a lot more power as well. So it means that you don't have to use a taller rig to get that power, because you have more generous area, and you just can, I say simply, but you move the boom a bit further aft. You have that space. You can see this boom's coming right aft here. And it should make for, as long, if you put the keel in the right place as well, it should make for a pretty balanced and exciting sail plan. I guess the downside potentially maybe if it interrupts your interior space, but we'll have a look down there, and I think they've managed that pretty well indeed. And Matteo Polli and Franco have been, they say, sort of fighting with Nauta design to make sure they get that where they wanted it. Without it interrupting too much. And anyway, I won't go further onto that. It's meant to be a quick tour. Longitudinal tracks for that large jib, and then you've got a self-tacking recessed rail there for the staysail. Yes, you've got the halyards coming to mast-based winches. They can also be led aft to the aft winches as well if you wanted to control those from the cockpit. This has a nice Axon carbon rig on it with a V-boom in there, which makes it nice and easy to handle that mainsail, or to stack that mainsail. Then you're left with a big flush foredeck area. Flush hatches, big sail area, 2 meters, I think. And a massive anchor locker as well. So this has a recessed staysail. Furler there, and a recessed windlass as well. So they've got 100 meters of 12mm chain in this locker, and look how long, well, we saw how long that bowsprit is there. Recessed jib furler, and then you can have a powered codes pad eye on there as well if you'd rather. Looking from here, very, very cool indeed. If I can, I'll find a winch handle to open those up. Really clean looking coach roof design. I like the way they've wrapped the teak decks into the coaming like that. Really nicely done indeed. So this one, there's your jammers for your 2 head sails onto those winches. You can obviously have a traveller if you want it. Some are, I believe, gone to captive winches as well. So this one has manual single point, which comes under the floor, under the sole there, up to a turning block. You can lock it off on the jammer, and it leads to these aft winches as well. Just means basically you can sit here at the helm and control your head sail or your main sheet pretty easily. And if I sit here, this is the view from seated at the helm, and it shows just how they've got that for a raised coach roof, raised saloon. They've got it perfect because you are looking all the way to the bowsprit there. Below me here is tender garage. You can fit, there's the closing transom door for it. You can fit a 3-meter rib in there. Anything else to point out? Yeah, maybe they could do with higher guardrails on the aft. But look, if you're looking forward from these helm positions, they're pretty far aft. You've got life raft lockers below here, raising sole boards for the helm, and a huge, great cockpit area. And because this is the long cruised raised saloon version, you get those extra, you know, the higher coamings as well, so a bit of protection and a big fixed table there. It's a little bit dark now, but you can see the volume and space in this sail locker. It's got a heads in there and a pipe cot as well, because this could be used by a crew. This is offered as a 3 or 4 cabin boat. This one has 4 cabins, so I imagine any skipper or crew they want to keep would want to be in the interior rather than spending much time in there. Carbon fibre hatch on this. So this is built like the 72, thinner Leicester sandwich hull and deck, and carbon strengthening for the longitudinal shroud supports, and yeah, looks like a stiff structure. And there's your anchor locker in there, windlass, and you've got 100 meters of 12mm chain in there. So build and structure and the carbon stiffening in it, and that means your light displacement on this is 26.5 tons, and it goes up to 34, I believe, max payload, whereas the 72 starts at 31 and goes up to 39 tons. But you know, this is the battle here for the naval architect and the designers is still got the same amount of gear on there, the same sort of engine size, generator size. You've still got almost the same beam. You know, this is only 20 centimeters less beam. So they're fighting to keep weight down and to be able to offer that payload capacity as well. Let's move forward and have a look at the interior. So moving down into this raised saloon, you have a elegant, traditional looking teak finished interior on this one. Lots of teak on this boat, but very sort of archetypal Nauta styling, Italian designed and built, and it looks really very nice throughout this yacht. Anyway, big saloon, big table there, big lounging area to starboard, aft facing chart table on it. You can have forward, it's a semi-custom boat, so you could rearrange this as you'd want. They're not going to move bulkheads, but this is to say it's offered as a 3 or 4 cabin boat. The performance version, you could have this galley aft. In the LC, it stays forward. You can have the performance could be forward or aft. Yeah, LC stays forward. The difference here on this boat is it has this fourth cabin there. If you chose a 3-cabin boat, that would be open all the way across there, and you'd have a small mess table down there. You probably can't see now the natural light coming in because it's getting dark, but you can appreciate the amount of glazing there is on here above, through the hatches, through the windows, through the whole port lights. 2 steps down into a very well-equipped galley, and by that I mean it's got a dishwasher, it's got a big induction hob, an oven, it's got good trash compartments in there, it's got 3 fridges and a freezer. Move a bit of the decoration. So plenty of refrigeration space, and that is without that extra space over on the starboard side as well. These do not open. I'll give it a quick open just so we can see. Plenty of drawers and locker space raised around it, and yeah, this is where the mast base, you can see, hasn't really interrupted that flow into there. I think they've got that just about right actually. So the Pullman cabin in here, which could obviously adjoining the galley, could be useful for a crew, whether part-time or full-time. Good amount of stowage in there if you have that. And then you're into a vast owner's cabin forward here. So you have a library little area, plenty of stowage with double wardrobe there, and behind the heads door on that side. Slightly creaky floorboards, but you can see there's a slight step up there, low, big, rectangular berth, but even standing on here you have, I'm estimating, around 6'1" headroom right the way forward, which is unusual. 65-footer to carry that right up to the forward bulkhead. Really smartly finished, good space where you need it really as well. And then heads area, headlong mirror, with separate shower compartment in there as well. All very nicely done, high standard boat. So that's a 2.5 million, around that starting price for this sort of boat. And other than the old creak on the floorboard, it looks to have been, which only will be slightly frustrating, it looks to have been finished very, very nicely indeed. So below the sole, I'm not going to lift these panels, I will try and show you in the engine room, but below the sole is the generator. Then you have forward access to the engine room, and the main access is from this starboard aft cabin. Wine cellar below there, wine fridge if you want it, day heads access from this side, and you've obviously got the washer dryer in there as well. So this is a shower area, and then into the heads itself, and then you've got separate access from this starboard aft. Now these are exactly the same, these 2 aft cabins, so they could be a twin, double, however you want it. Access into the heads there. Again, good stowage, really good headroom. Yeah, I'm guessing 7 foot or so back here. And then that there is the door into the engine room itself. Again, I'll use a winch handle to open that door up. Show you a quick look in there. And then moving aft from here, you've got a double on this side to show that format. Again, could be a twin. Otherwise exactly the same. This one has its own ensuite with no day heads access. Now there should be a light. There we go. So this is the main access, and then you've got the forward access from under the stairs into this engine room. The noise is the aircon, so that's the chiller unit above this 175 horsepower Yanmar sail drive in there. Sorry, shaft drive, and you've got a water maker on the starboard side as well. So not massive, but good access to it, and remember there is that generator space and more, and all the tanks below the raised saloon Good insulation here as well. I'll tell that as I close the door. It's another stunner from Grand Soleil. Sort of yacht you really do want to get here, get behind the helm, take it out for a blast. They seem pretty happy with it on the first sail trials. Hope I get to have a go. Starts at, as I said, I think it's 2.6 million starting price. This has obviously got plenty of options on it. Hope we get to have that go, sailing it soon. Hope you enjoyed the quick tour. See you next time.